You can join us outside Merrily We Roll Along, and the show has just come to a close. Here with Jonathan Curran.
Hello again.
What did you think? Well, it's your second time seeing it.
It is. I thought it was fantastic. I loved it at the Menier Chocolate Factory, and it's one of those shows that does repay seeing again, because an awful lots of bits you lose because everything's going very quickly and you've got to get yourself sorted out on certain things. Second time it was much clearer to me.
It's the first time for me seeing it. And
what did you think, Nick?
I thought the second act, it's easier to watch because you know who the characters are,
yes.
And it gets easier to watch as it gets along. It gets more enjoyable to watch, and the songs get less dissonant.
They get more hopeful, don't they? Because these kids are starting off as students. They're looking up to see Sputnik, which is happening in
They're
1960.
quite cheesy, looking at the stars and all that kind of.
Yeah, but it's lovely because it's like we've all felt at the beginning, and we thought, my God, we can do anything now, and then one gets jaded and later life and things hit different turns and all that. This is why it's so touching at the end.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We look at the piece backwards, which is actually forwards.
Yeah.
The opening song is actually a very touching I Want song, and how good is our life going to be, and all that kind of stuff.
Yes, it certainly is. And it's quite interesting because it's right at the beginning, and normally you would get a Want song probably somewhere in the middle, wouldn't you, I think?
Well, the I Want song is, Eliza Doolittle sitting on the steps of Covent Garden, or Audrey on the trash can and stuff. So it's usually the second or third
Sorry,
song.
It would be, yes, of course it would be right at the beginning of the show. God, I'm getting muddled myself. And of course it's right at the end.
And what I loved about Act 2 is we had two shows within a show. So Act 2 opens with the wonderful Husband Brothers or something, or whatever the musical's called, that the two guys write. That's playing on Broadway very successfully. And then you have the whole kind of how do they form their writing partnership, and you kind of feel Sondheim's being a bit kind of not ironic here, but he's kind of saying, I can actually write a catchy melody.
Yes, he sort of is. And also it's quite autobiographical, I would think, in some ways. I mean, that's my feeling about it.
And it's based on a book, the George Kaufman book, I think.
I think it's George Kaufman, yeah. In the programme, Nick.
Which is also told backwards as well, so that's not new for the production. I just feel with this show I would have liked a bit more, and this has nothing to do with, might be everything to do with Sondheim and Jonathan Tunick, but a bit more 70s sound in the 70s.
Right. I didn't actually feel I needed that because you were getting it from the way the characters were and their clothing and all that. That didn't worry me too much. It was a little bit 70s, I suppose, but I mean, I think that would have been a step too far, possibly. I don't know.
It was more brassy 70s than...
Yeah. And I have to say, the orchestra sound absolutely fantastic. It's very small, lots of reeds doubling and things
sound,
like that.
though.
And it's a huge sound. You actually think it's a big orchestra done.
Absolutely excellent show. Merrily We Roll Along is playing at the Harold Pinter Theatre. So do go and check it out.
Which is in Curzon Street, is it? No? Yeah.
Look at Google. Thank you very much, Jonathan.
It's an absolute pleasure, Nick.
And I'll see you soon. Bye.
Good night.
I am here with Catherine Jays, who is the show's MD. Hello.
Hello, Nick.
The show's just ended, and what a wonderful second night it is for you here at the Harold Pinter Theatre.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic journey to this point, I must say. Really thrilling to be here. We were a little worried about coming to this theatre because we were in the Chocolate Factory, which, as you know, is a small venue. And actually, this is I'm looking at it now, gorgeous theatre, and really intimate, even the balcony. It feels quite close. I've been up there and watched a little bit of the show when, we were rehearsing in here. And so, hopefully, it's transferred well and that people love it here. They have so far.
I absolutely love this production. And tell me a little bit about the score in your mind. What you think is so clever about it?
Of course, this is one of his most melodic, I think, personally, melodic scores. It's so varied, it's so humorous. I mean, we have got Not a Day Goes By, which is one of the most beautiful songs ever written, I think. Good Thing Going similar. Like It Was, the Old Friends Like It Was that Mary sings. These songs are so incredibly heartbreaking, like so much of his work is. But also you've got the hilarious Opening Doors, which is such a masterpiece with the rhythmic typewriters, and it's so hard. My gosh, the actors took, we took a bit of time to learn that. But overall, I love it because it's quite a jazzy score. Jonathan Tunick has arranged, as you know, all of Stephen Sondheim's synth company, and pretty much all, including this. And he came over and worked with us on this one. But I love the jazzy element of this, which is quite unusual for Steve, I think. This is what, again, another very, very different show from many of his others, musically.
And it's interesting if you look at the musical backwards, which hence turns it forwards, the ending song is actually a great opening song because it becomes a very big I want moment, and this is, what we're going to do in our life. And it's surprisingly moving, and it's incredibly clever how it's structured.
It really is clever. And you would think, the reverse story, you would think that it would lose its emotional content because you're not, but somehow it seems to gain. And when you get back to that first scene, that first beautiful, it's such an innocent song. It's such a sort of pure, in the music and in the lyric, it's such a pure, optimistic song. And it's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking, particularly for any artists watching, of which many writers have been to see this and composers saying, I sobbed at the end because it so touched me,
And what's great about this show is you have two shows within the show.
Yes.
We have the wonderful review song, which in a way shows the character's cleverness in his, it's hard for Sondheim to write a bad song in a way. And then you have the kind of French, almost Sunday in the Park with George, Surat moment where, so it's a wonderful production, and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Nick. Yes, thank you.
Well, hello, I'm here at the Harold Pinter Theatre, formerly the Comedy Theatre, and I'm here with Jonathan Curran. Hello.
Hello.
And we're going to be talking again a couple of months ago we mentioned Merrily We Roll Along, and we have Merrily Roll Along again to see Merrily We Roll Along. I've never seen it. Jonathan, this is your second time seeing Maria Friedman's production.
It is my second time seeing Maria Friedman's production.
And you were saying Maria was in this production.
Not this production.
Musical.
She played the part.
That would be a bit too egotistical for her to direct and star in it.
Yes. She played in 1992 production, and she played Mary Flynn, who's one of the three friends. There's a number called We All Three Friends.
Yes. Company We're Here, Old Friends, whatever it is.
Yes.
And the show is, it's the famous backwards musical, isn't it?
It's very backwards. But the good thing is that, of course, they do announce the years. Because
it's like Les Mis, they have the years come up so you can actually work out what's happening.
Yeah, sort of. But the thing is, they sing it. They sing which years they are.
Yeah, and you were saying Sondheim added that later on in the run.
Yes, I was told the original one, they didn't have that, so it must have been terribly confusing. It's fairly confusing as it is. But actually, it does all come clear in the end, I can tell you, Nick.
Good, because the one issue I have with this, the songs are brilliant, and you're always comfortable seeing a Sondheim show because you know...
And the band and the arrangements are wonderful.
Jonathan Tunick and our own Jennifer Green did the music copying for this.
Yes, so we see.
I was saying to you, Jonathan, the bit that isn't clear in the first act, and we're only in the interval right now, was there's a scene following a scene. And they're only a year apart.
That does happen in plays and musicals.
Yeah, but it doesn't go backwards.
Yes, it does go backwards.
Yeah, but most musicals don't go backwards. So what I'm saying is, the scene following the scene isn't clear because there's a kid in it.
Yeah.
And the kid doesn't get younger.
Yes, but there's only a year between. Yeah. We don't know what part of the year it is, so it could only be a few months. So.
And they didn't have the singing of the year, so that's why...
did they not? No, they did. You're right, they didn't.
So I was a bit confused as to, is this a continuation of the scene we just seen, or is it before the scene we just seen?
Yeah, and do you know what's a good idea? Buy a programme.
Or get one for free. So this is your second time seeing it. Are you noticing more?
Yes, I am. I'm getting more of it, because the first time with any Sondheim show, especially if you're a musician, you tend to
Whacked over the head with a piano, isn't it, literally?
well, you actually you're listening to the orchestrations, maybe what's going on, how he uses leitmotif, which happens a lot, and I'm much more aware of that this time, and I'm more aware of the lyrics. I think the sound is very good here.
Because last time we talked about the show, when you saw it at the Menier, this comes from the Menier Chocolate Factory, and I think I posed a question to you. I heard somewhere that the motif for the score starts backwards and then gets developed forwards throughout the duration of the piece.
Do you know, it probably does. Knowing Sondheim, it probably does that. Oh, it means more studying. I can't bear it.
Because you went through the score years and years ago with Maria when she was thinking of this as an idea, wasn't she?
Well, she directed it for some university thing, I think, or students thing, and I played some of the score through with her. Very interesting.
It's a hard score, isn't it?
Yeah, it is hard.
The song that really stood out in Act 1 is the Ink song. Which one is it?
The one where where he sings a song about
songwriting, essentially.
Songwriting, yeah.
And he and Jonathan Tunick make all the kind of office sounds like phones and intercoms and things. It's a bit like a little it's a bit like the pie making song in Sweeney Todd.
Probably just as complicated as well, because he's having to do things with his hands, being a piano, then being typing on a typewriter, and of course the music is punctuating that all the time.
Bit of Eric Coates. Do I mean Eric Coates?
No, you don't. Don't you mean Leroy Anderson, the typewriter? Yeah, but it's brilliantly done. I mean, it's very subtle, isn't it? In many ways, I would say. And I would say definitely go and see it, because it's a masterclass, really.
And up until the 1st of June, they're doing the 100 best seats in a house for £25, which in these days of inflated prices is a jolly good deal.
Yeah, I would take them up on that offer. And the awful thing is, I hope it runs, but it's unlikely to. It's Sondheim doesn't run, and blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
That's part of the fun. You've got to get in quick.
Exactly. So do go and see it.
And we'll come back after Act 2.
Yeah.
And,
a wonderful cast. Absolutely
I think
wonderful.
I think I'll put the Act 2 review out first, and then we'll do the Act 1 review, and we can review it backwards.
That's a very good idea, and then we can go back to my birth.